Does anyone else usually have like 3 different drinks going on at once? I sat down to film this and I'm like, okay, I got my Trader Joe's sparkling green apple water, regular water, my iced coffee for the afternoon that has pumpkin oat milk from Trader Joe's as well. It's very, very, very delicious. Even my husband, who doesn't like oat milk, really likes this one. Anyway, I usually have some sort of like drink compilation going on, and so especially when I'm filming my videos, I like to have some iced coffee to sip on as well. So today I'm not sharing something that's like really homeschool related, just kind of something personally that I want to share, but I feel like anybody can benefit from this, especially if you're kind of looking to, you've just been feeling that nudge to like simplify your life or get off social media or just kind of see what others have done. So as the name implies of this video, I have not been on Instagram for a couple months now, and it has actually been one of the best decisions ever. So a little spoiler alert. I will back up. I have had Facebook, I think since like 2006 or 2007 or something like that. And then Instagram in maybe like, I don't know, 2012, 2013. And then I started YouTube in 2021. All the best advice they say is if you have YouTube, you know, you have to have like an Instagram or some sort of other social media to go along with it. And I was kind of always against my better judgment, but I was just like, you know what, fine. I'm gonna make an Instagram account. And so I made one a couple months after I started this YouTube channel. And again, I was never like a big, and you can go back and look, I did not post very often. I would upload to stories a couple times a week, but that was pretty much it. And I really just never really loved it. Let's just being straight up honest. I've even shared that a couple times here on YouTube. Like, I love YouTube, even if I'm not always super consistent in uploading videos anymore. I still really enjoy it, but it's just the whole Instagram thing. I don't like it. I don't get it. Like the reels and posting, and I never really got it. I would consume Instagram, but as far as from like I don't want to even say professional, but I think you know what I'm saying. Like, it wasn't my personal account. It was like a homeschool account, and I shared my, you know, our day to day and things like that. But there was like this always sort of, I don't know if it was like pressure or not voices, like literal voices in my mind, but just this like kind of like, you should be posting that on Instagram. You haven't posted on Instagram. Oh, you should make a reel about this. Oh, you should make an insightful long post encouragement on homeschooling and in motherhood. It just gets to be very exhausting. And this isn't even like my main job to post on Instagram. I don't know how people do it. Maybe you just have to love it or have that thing in you. But I will say, whether you love it or don't love it, people who are using it like as a professional platform, it is always, always, always in the back of your head. You should be posting. You should be checking your Instagram. Like, it's just kind of a movie that's always playing in the back of your mind. Like, it's just always there. And if you have ever had an Instagram account where you're sharing things, you know what I'm talking about. You have to be present and showing up and being empowering and being inspirational. You need to be a good homeschool account. And then on top of that, now I don't know if everybody deals with this, but I know for sure that I did, and I don't mind sharing it. Like, I don't mind being vulnerable on my channel and sharing things like this. I would look at other accounts that were similar to mine and being yes, like inspired, but also like, oh, why can't I post stuff like that? And oh, so this person is doing it this way. They're showing this showing up in this way, and they're showing up in this way. Why can't I do that? And I just am like kind of putting pressure on myself, but on the other hand, like, I just don't care. Like, I just don't care to do that. I don't want to do that. And so it was kind of this constant battle. So how did I jump ship? Because I wanted to so many times and I just couldn't do it. Backing up, when I started my YouTube channel in 2021, the spring of 2021, I was still working. I'm a registered dietitian, and I have worked ever since my oldest, who is 12, ever since she was 3 months. Most of that was part-time. Some of it was full-time, but for the many, many, many years, just part-time. And even my last job was super flexible with the hours. I was able to work from home and in the office and everything like that. But it had been my desire and prayer for literally 7 years to come home and be home full time. And so that was, you know, the Lord allowed that to happen 2 years ago, actually. It's been 2 years. I can't believe it. I have 4 daughters. 3 of them I had kind of all back to back. And then I had been praying about a 4th one. I just had the desire on my heart. And so I had prayed about that for several years too. And that, you know, she's here finally with us. God blessed us with a 4th little angel. And so I'm home, I'm homeschooling my kids. I'm not having to go into work anymore. Everything on paper, you know, my husband has a good job and it's closer and it's, you know, we have, yes, there's things that happen, of course, but for the most part on paper, like everything was checking off. Like we were in a season of like, okay, I should feel content. I should feel happy. And I just like kind of at the end of the day was kind of like had this low level underlying, very subtle, like, oh, but I'm just not happy or content at the very end of the day. Like I should be, but I'm not. And as soon as I would say that to myself and acknowledge that, this little voice, oh, well, you don't need to go on Instagram. You shouldn't be on Instagram. That is doing more harm than good. I was like, no, that's not it. That's not it. As it turns out, that was it. Back in the summer, I just realized like a couple things. Everybody was very nice, but just a couple things made me realize very hard and fast that Instagram was not for me. So as of June and July, I stopped really posting on Instagram, and in August, I even stopped consuming. Like I wasn't even looking at Instagram. I deleted it. So since, and then in September, I think I shared like back to school, but just saying goodbye. I do have like 1,500 or something followers on there. I didn't want to just jump off the face of the earth. And so I just want to say everything is good. It's just not for me anymore. So I think I did that post in like September. But other than that, I've not been on Instagram. It's now end of October. It's been 3 solid months. And let me just say, it has been great. Just the load lifted and the burden lifted, like I don't have to post anything if I don't want to, has been so lovely. And again, I'm not even one who put pressure on myself a whole lot. Like, yes, and I did and I didn't. I had this battle, but just the feeling like of completely total, like, no, I don't have to post anything or share anything or be inspirational or any of that. I don't have to compare myself to other homeschool accounts or just other accounts in general, not even homeschool, but just accounts in general who are like doing really well and making me feel, they're not making me feel less than. That's my issue. Well, just don't go on Instagram and you'll feel better. And I do, I feel so much better. I still have Facebook because I really enjoy that, but it's not on my phone, it's on my iPad. And so I maybe check it 3 times a week. And I really enjoy Facebook because I have friends on there who I actually know in person, like real friends, and I get to see like their kids and their vacation and things like that. And so that really brings me joy. I don't spend hours and hours and hours scrolling. I leave feeling like, oh, I really liked it, Facebook. But Instagram always left me kind of feeling like, kind of like yuck at the end. I was like, what did I just, do I even remember what I saw? Or was it just hundreds of random things that are so quick my brain couldn't even grasp what I just saw, except to feel like I just kind of feel icky on the inside. So I did a little bit of research, and I kept coming across the 3 YouTube videos that I watched all within a matter of a couple months, all shared this same book. And I was like, okay, that is the Lord telling me I need to listen to this book. And he's not a Christian, but it's Digital Minimalism. There's a couple books by that. It's by Cal Newport. And I listened to the audio and it was wonderful, incredible. If you are ready to like simplify your life, if you're looking to downgrade the amount of digital space your life is consumed with, I highly recommend this book. If you're still just like, I don't know, I'm kind of contemplating, keep this book in the back of your mind for later in case you ever get there. Mainly it's just saying how the social media aspect wasn't like accidentally created by some nerds in Silicon Valley. It's very calculated. They spend, now we know this now and it's common knowledge, but they spend billions of dollars on marketing and how every single thing, like the like button, the red notification box that you get, every single detail minute detail that you wouldn't think twice about is very calculated to keep us engaged. The one person he quoted said that my smartphone is like looking at a slot machine. Every time I look down, I'm kind of taking a gamble, pulling the slot to see, oh, what's going to be on my phone now? I was like, oh my goodness, it is such a good book. I highly recommend it. I've read a couple books that have been really life-changing the past year or so, and that one is one of them. And then just how we need to have quiet time where we're not listening to audiobooks, we're not listening to the TV, we don't have music, we don't have stimulation with kids. And I know as homeschool moms, it's next to impossible, but anytime we can to get time where our brains can just think and we can just be in stillness and silence, not necessarily just sitting there like staring at a wall thinking, but doing the dishes and not having a podcast on or not having music on, just being able to allow our brains really need that. And when we are constantly having input in our brains, they're not able to kind of like do all the functioning that they need to do. You don't realize how much brain space is taken up not only by like social media, but just our smartphones in general. And I'm trying to be very much aware of that and simplify when I can. And also mentally, I've been more patient with my kids. I just feel like I'm more attuned and more just grounded in real life and in the present moment. And we hear that kind of like all the time, but when you are really distracted so much by like what's in front of you, and then like, oh, but my phone's right here, and all of that is here, Facebook and Instagram and everything is right here. It's a really, really, really hard pull that most people have a struggle with. And so just even not having like Instagram at all, but like even Facebook on my phone, I try to just have email on my phone, and that's pretty much it, which is like not super enticing to check my emails. But yeah, that has just been made it so much of a less desirable thing to distract me, and I'm just able to like be again more present and more in the moment with my kids and my husband, and just any situation that I'm having, like real life social situation. So in the book, he recommends not just completely getting rid of all social media or how much time you're spending on your phone and then that's it. You have to replace it with quality leisure. And so yes, it could be something like reading books, but something even more so, like a step above, learning a new hobby. Maybe it's something like flipping furniture where you get it for free or something on Craigslist and are able to zhuzh it up a little bit and sell it at a profit. Whatever it is, but just having something that's like meaningful and not everything fast paced, not everything the most efficient it could be, not everything super digital, but just being grounded to like real life and real relationships and real community. I would like to get back into like more home, like making things from scratch. I used to do that all the time. Like if you could make it from scratch, I did it like to the nth degree. But with 4 kids and homeschooling and all that, it's just life has kind of allowed me to do, the convenient thing. And so I want to get back to that. So I'm not necessarily like, okay, we're going to go sell our house and move on to 100 acres and start our own homestead. I'm not there quite yet, or if ever. But you can still have a simple life without like being on the farm, right? You can still kind of try to attain that in every day. So I know grocery pickup is super convenient now, but I really try to go to the grocery store and go in person and go up and down the aisles. And like, yes, it takes more time, but it's also something that's like gives me satisfaction of actually being in the store. And so maybe that's not for you, but try to find something. I would recommend, if you're looking, I'm not an expert at this, but if you're trying to look for something that is easy and convenient, and yes, we could do it digitally and it is faster, but just thinking like we don't have to have every single aspect of our life the most efficient it could possibly be. Like there is pleasure in actually doing the thing, right? So like there's pleasure in going to the grocery store. Maybe for you, you're like, you're crazy. What are you talking about? Maybe for you, it's like sewing a dress, or yes, it's easier to go to the store or to click Target or Amazon and it's here in 2 days, but you get a certain satisfaction out of doing something. He used the example, like if you play the guitar, learning a new guitar skill. So I'm still working on my quality leisure thing or whatever, but Starting the beginning of the year, I actually wanted to read more books. I gave up Instagram in August, but I've been able to read more, both like audiobooks and actual physical books, which it's been really nice. I've just been enjoying like getting lost in the story of a good book. I just want this to be an encouragement to you because I watched a couple videos and they were very encouraging to me, and it really helped me like make the leap and feel kind of like, okay, there's a lot of people out there doing this. Not everybody is trying to be glued to their smartphone and just not care and just make everything so convenient and so easy. That there's people who are trying to be intentional about their time and intentional about the way they are living their life. And so hopefully this is an encouragement to you, and that if you're thinking about it, if you're on the fence, read that book or get off Instagram or whatever, fill in the blank of what you need to do. And if you have read this book or if you've done things to simplify your life, please leave that comment down below. What have you done to simplify? And by say simplify, I don't mean, again, pressing the Target pickup order or Walmart pickup order to simplify. I mean simplify as in less digital, more analog, and even if things are a little bit more time consuming, that they are quality and giving that feeling of satisfaction and like you've produced something. So let me know. And I hope you can't hear my dog snoring on the rug next to me. All right, you guys, I appreciate you watching this video. If you liked it, you could give it a thumbs up. And if you want to subscribe for like, this is not my normal content. It's usually homeschool, but I like to throw in some real life mom encouragement stuff too. I'll see you soon. Bye, guys.